Who's ever completed a job, been paid, and later found out there were parts you'd forgotten to include in your invoice because the job was in your head? With Tradies Friend, you can calculate all job requirements whilst on site. Let Hayden show you how.
Welcome to Tradies Friend. I'm Hayden Wall, and today I will be talking you through how to prepare your first quote. If you have already seen the video on how to create a new due and charge job, then you will already know half of what I am about to cover. To begin, make sure you are on the main menu. Touch the new job icon. Touch on quote. You will now see a job sheet, just the same as with the due and charge process. Complete client details by entering details in the boxes provided or by touching Select Client, which will bring up the client database. Touch the name of the client and all their details will be auto-filled into client details. If the information is manually entered, once entered, when you click on Next at the end of this process, these details will be automatically saved into the client database for future use. Please note, the email address that you use for your client is used by your app to identify the client uniquely. This means you cannot have more than one entry in your address book with the same email. If you attempt to use the same email address for a new client, even when the new client is the same company with a different contact name or address, a dialog box will appear that asks whether you want to update the address book with new details or use current address book details. If you do update the address book with the new details, these will be applied to older jobs for this client also. The next section is Job Scope. Job Scope is where you write information about the job. The information shown in this area is also shown on the job sheet, quote, and invoice. It can be as detailed or as simple as required. Next we have Job Keyword. The job keyword allows you to select a word which is specific to this particular job. This word can later be used as one of the search tools when looking for this job. For example, when searching job history, you could find all the jobs with the same keyword. Next, you will need to build your job. This can be done by either selecting a pre-built package, building a new package, or selecting each item and quantity individually as required. First, I will cover selecting a pre-built package. If you already have a package built, you may touch on Add Package. Then tick the package required and touch Done in the top right-hand corner of the package's screen. Once selected, you will see the appropriate materials, labor, and other items relating to this package with predetermined quantities. If required, the preset quantities may be edited. You may also add additional items to the job. Alternatively, you can build a new package. To create a new package, tick Create New Package and enter a package name. You will next need to add items to the package. To do this, firstly, select Add Materials. Tick the materials required shown from the database. If the material is not in the database, click on Add More. Enter details of new material. This includes the name, the cost price, and the sell price. Touch on Save in the top right-hand corner of the screen. To add more materials, repeat process as such. Tick the materials you have added, touch on Save. You will return to the job sheet screen. Select quantities required for each material. Repeat the same process for labor and other. Your package will automatically be saved when the job sheet is completed. It can then be used in the future to save time. Note: you can create packages within the cost database area of the app. For more info on this, see link in description below. The third option is to select each item and quantity individually as required. Add materials to the job by selecting Add Materials, then tick the materials required shown from the database. Once again, if the material is not in the database, click on Add More and fill out details as required. Please note, when naming a material, be aware materials will be sorted alphanumerically. For example, a 2400mm post will be displayed before a baton 2400mm. We recommend using the alpha description first, then any measurement details second. This time I'm going to create post hardwood 2400mm by 50mm by 50mm. Note previously I created nails 9 inches. Addressing the noun first, which is post, then any adjectives, in this case hardwood, and numbers last will make it a lot easier for you to find your items later on. Touch on Save. Tick the materials that you require. Once all the materials have been ticked, touch on Save in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Fill in quantities by touching on Quantity and adding the number of items required against each material. You may need to scroll down to see a large list. Complete the same process for labour and other. Next we have job comments. There is a comment section at the very bottom of the job sheet which is available for providing clarification notes and job site information to staff. Add any comments required, then touch on Next at the top right-hand side of the screen. Next, the job costing screen will appear. It shows all the cost and sell prices for selected materials, labour and other. A total cost and sell price is shown at the bottom of the screen, along with the profit for the job. If you realise you have forgotten something, to change the job sheet, touch on Back, make your changes, then touch Next again. To edit a cost price or sell price on the job costing screen, touch on the existing value, delete it, and key in new value as required. Once changes have been made, touch anywhere outside the box you have changed. A screen will appear asking, would you like to make this your new cost sell price under the cost database? If you press yes, it will update the value of this material for future use. If you press no, it will treat this adjustment as a once off. After making changes, the totals at the bottom will be adjusted to reflect these changes. To apply a discount, scroll down to the bottom of the screen. Touch the on-off switch. Select the type of discount required, either a percentage discount or a dollar discount. Type in the value of your discount, either a percentage or dollar amount. Touch Yes to save this discount. Note, sometimes the Yes button may be hidden. If so, touch the Return key on the keypad and it should appear. Touch Next when completed and a quote will be generated. Note, this may take up to 30 seconds depending on the device you are using. Check the quote and if all is okay, touch on Send. Otherwise, select Back, which will return to the costing screen. Select Back again to return to the job, edit, making any changes required. Once changes are complete, return to the quote by selecting Next, then Next again, and check over and touch on Send. An email will be generated with the quote attached. Comments can be added to the email if required, then send. Once sent, the new job screen will appear and the quote will be shown in outstanding quotes, marked as pending. If you happen to back out of the process before sending the quote, it will also be located in outstanding quotes, marked WIP for work in progress. To complete a quote which is in progress, go to New Job, then Outstanding Quotes. Select the desired quote from the list, then edit it. Generate the quote and send. Once sent, it will be marked as pending. When a job is marked as pending, it is pending an answer from the client. Once an answer is received, come back in and touch on pending, then select either won or lost. If lost is selected, the quote is removed from outstanding quotes. If won, a scheduling option appears. You have 3 options at this point.
If unable to schedule, select Menu. The quote is automatically sent to outstanding jobs.
The job will be able to be scheduled at some time in the future from outstanding jobs. Otherwise, schedule the job. To schedule the job for a future date, select a starting date on the calendar. Touch on the date selected to select date and times. The date will appear in the first box with zeros for the start time. Touch on the box to confirm the date. If correct, select Done, then select a start time. Once completed, select Done. Select an end date and time as before. Once completed, select Done. Touch Name to assign job. Touch on the required staff member or master boss for yourself. Note on some devices you may need to touch just to the left of the name to add a tick. Touch Book Job. An email message with the job sheet will be generated and sent to the selected workers. Edit your email message as required. Touch Send. You should receive confirmation that the message has been sent correctly.
If not yet ready to prepare an invoice, touch Menu in top right hand corner to return to the main menu. Otherwise, if you are ready to invoice for the job, touch on Next at the bottom of the screen.
To find out more about invoicing, please watch the invoicing tutorial by following the link at the end of this presentation or by clicking on the link in the description below. Thank you for watching this presentation. Please watch one of our other tutorials on invoicing, receipting, or if not done so already, creating a new Do and Charge job.